President Trump addressing House Republicans attending the GOP Issues Conference at his golf course in Miami. Lawmakers attempting to plan out how to pass Trump's agenda, what will be included, and how many bills they want to use for that effort. Joining us right now from the retreat is Kentucky Congressman Andy Barr. He serves on the Financial Services, Foreign Affairs, and China Select Committees. And Congressman, thank you for being with us this morning. Obviously, what's happening right now is a lot more than just a pep rally. This is something where you all have a lot of business that you'd like to accomplish. What are you hearing so far? How are some of those plans taking place?
Well, President Trump spoke to all House Republicans last night, and the sense from my colleagues was that we have a renewed sense of confidence, optimism, and frankly, unity that we've lacked as House Republicans ever since I've been in Congress. And President Trump has done that. It's his new leadership that has come back to the White House that is giving us this optimism, frankly, because our constituents have a renewed sense of optimism and hope about the future. And so we're ready to roll up our sleeves, get to work. President Trump has a mandate, and we are going to work to deliver for the American people and make sure that President Trump stays on a roll for our country.
When you say a unity that has been lacking, I guess you're talking about some of the issues in the last Congress. Even though Republicans controlled that Congress, not a lot was done, and it was because you all couldn't agree with yourselves. Does this mean the gadflies have been silenced? The critics are kind of cowed into saying we're going to focus on what we do agree with?
Well, what I heard from President Trump last night, what I agree with, is that the days of American decline are over, and if we take this opportunity, this once-in-a-generation opportunity, we can usher in a new golden age for the country. And the key message from President Trump to House Republicans last night was, if we stick together, we can save the country. We can make America great again, make us more prosperous and competitive. And I see it in the private sector. As a member of the Financial Services Committee, my constituents, entrepreneurs, job creators, Main Street small businesses, they have hope and optimism about the future because of better policies, because of the potential of extending tax cuts and bonus depreciation and the opportunities for investment, reciprocal trade that will actually level the playing field once again, unleashing American energy dominance. All of this is igniting the animal spirits. And even with competition from communist China with DeepSeek and AI, the race and AI, and I respect Mark Andreessen when he says this is the Sputnik moment. I think this competition, we're ready for this competition with Donald Trump at the helm. And I think he has a unique capability of uniting Republicans around this agenda.
Congressman Barr, you have mentioned a lot of things that have been made, promises that have been made, expectations that will happen. I guess the question is, how do you get it done, though? Is this going to be one big bill, one big beautiful bill, as the president has described it? Is this going to be two issues? It's just a lot to get through. Do you have the unity in your caucus to actually push through everything in one bill? How soon will that happen? I guess, changes that are happening already at the executive order level, but how quickly will Congress be able to act on anything?
Yes, Becky, as you said, this is not a pep rally. This is actually a working meeting, and today we're going to be having a series of meetings about the mechanics of reconciliation, what the substance will be, negotiating within and among ourselves. And we all have our policy preferences, and there may be robust debate and disagreement because we are a diverse conference and a diverse party. But I think House Republicans, under President Trump's leadership, we are coalescing around the idea of one bill. One bill where it's a binary choice. You're either with President Trump's agenda, you're with the American people, or you're against him. I think that helps us get this done. Tax cuts will be part of this. Energy will be part of this. Increasing our national security so we can have peace through strength. And yes, spending reform so that we can get our deficit under control and send that signal to the Treasury market that we're serious about bringing interest rates down because we're going to put our country back on a sound fiscal footing.
Okay, I'm just saying that there's a lot to get to, and some of those agenda items are conflicting. It's going to be difficult to do everything that's been promised to cut taxes and that the president promised on the campaign trail while also getting our deficit issues under control. But if you're saying that this is going to be a binary issue, are you in or are you out? Are you okay with saying, okay, we're going to get all of this passed and it's going to mean we are not going to have a balanced budget? Would you be in or out on that question?
No. I think House Republicans are in on the idea of a deficit reducing bill, not as scored by the CBO, which has been historically and consistently wrong because they don't score things dynamically, but based on what is
agree that the CBO has often been wrong, but based on what, Congressman? It's really loud in the background here. I apologize.
About what the Treasury markets tell us about this. Is this going to be a dynamic growth-producing piece of legislation? Is this legislation going to actually tackle mandatory spending for the first time in a long time to actually start lowering the trajectory of our deficit? Unleashing energy has a growth-producing effect, which actually generates revenue. So I think we can do both. I think we can produce growth. We can extend the tax cuts. We can even expand on tax cuts in some areas like the Made in USA 15% corporate tax rate that the president has proposed, but also get our fiscal house in order with, pairing all of this with important spending reforms, working with DOGE, creating more efficiency in government. We can do it.
But Congressman, if you're saying OMB is not going to be the sign-off that you use, it's the action in the Treasury market. If Treasury yields go up, then you're going to say that that's not something that they're signing off on. If Treasury yields are down or stable, then that's a complicit mark from the Treasury market that they're okay with what you all are planning?
I think the Treasury market is important because it sends that important signal that we're serious about fiscal responsibility. And we need that, by the way. We need to get serious about our deficit in order to get that 10-year Treasury down. So we start lowering the 30-year fixed rate mortgage. We start lowering credit card debt, the cost of credit card debt and auto loans. Mm-hmm. That's as important as tax cuts. And so I think there's a lot of interest in not only growth, but also fiscal responsibility in this reconciliation package.